What's up, Shay Base? It's your girl Simply Shay here with another video. Without further ado, let's go. Alright guys, so just jumping into this video, right? So the inspiration from it came from, in all honesty, my phone. So I don't know if you guys can see, but like my case is really beat up. My actual screen is like cracked terribly bad, and my phone did not begin the year this way. I try to take very good care of my phone, but I'm a little clumsy sometimes, you know what I mean? So things happen. So in the beginning, probably like March-ish, I dropped my phone at my job because they don't make pants for women with pockets that are actually real pockets. So I had it in my phone and I dropped it on the concrete, and I have a screen protector on here, but it cracked the screen protector. And it was just like a small crack, and I was like, it's fine, like I'll get it fixed eventually. And I didn't realize it was in the middle of the pandemic, because I get my screen protectors from Best Buy because I don't have to pay for them. Once you get one, you can always just come back and they'll just switch it out for you without you having to pay for it. And then as time went on, I just kept pushing it off. Even when Best Buy opened, even when I went to Best Buy to get a TV, I still just never really thought about it. Oh, it's just a screen protector, not terrible, I can still see my phone, it's fine. Well, the more the year progressed, the more clumsy I got, the more I dropped my phone, till finally it actually cracked the actual screen. And it, again, started off as a small little hairline crack around like the side. And then one day, like, I dropped it and it kind of did a like that, and it shattered. And I said, oh my goodness. And all I could say was, this is all my fault. If I would have just went ahead and got it taken care of when it was just that one little crack on the screen protector, if I would have just went ahead and, you know, took care of it when just the screen protector was messed up and went ahead and replaced it, I wouldn't be sitting here with a cracked phone. And even now, you know, up until really today when God gave this to me, I was just like, you know what, it's fine. I'm not really in a rush to fix it. Like, it still works, but it really doesn't, you know what I mean? There are times where I'm trying to read books. I read a lot of books on my phone, and I have to like swipe it away from the cracks so I can read the word, because the word doesn't always look like the word that it's supposed to be. There are times when I try to click on things and it's not registering, then I'm clicking on it because it's on a crack. And just different things like that, you know, that I try to tell myself, oh, it's fine, I'll just wait until I get another phone, which I've been waiting for like 2 months. And the thing that God gave me from this morning is, this is what we do to ourselves. We say, oh, it's okay, it's just a little bruised ego. Oh, it's okay, my heart just has a bruise on it. Oh, it's okay, my mind is just a little sick right now. You know, my mind just, you know, I'm just kind of scatterbrained. Oh, it's okay, I'm just a little fatigued. Oh, it's okay, you know, I'm just a little tired, just a little worn out. You know, I'm just gonna keep pushing, gonna, you know, not worry about it. I'll just pray about it and, you know, give it to God. And we don't realize that in us not taking care of the small cracks, and us not taking care of the small chips on the case, on the small things, we then in turn give opportunity for the enemy, trials and tribulations, to make those things bigger, to allow those things to run deeper and allow those things to take root. Because had I gotten my phone fixed, or the screen protector that I put on my phone to protect the screen, had I gotten that fixed, renewed, and replaced in the beginning, I wouldn't have even gotten this far. But because I procrastinated, because I didn't think that it was that big of a deal, because, you know, I wasn't really worried about it, it was a pandemic, it was so many other excuses that I made not to get my screen protector taken care of and fixed, now I have a cracked phone. My boss always makes jokes and it's like, I'm sure you have a bunch of glass in your fingers. I don't, guys, I really don't. It's not that bad. But, you know, we get in those places, we get in those moments where instead of taking care of ourselves spiritually, and I guess some of us do this physically too, but, you know, on a spiritual level, instead of us dealing with the hurt, dealing with the frustration, the anger, taking time to actually stop and really regroup, heal, talk to God, listen, I had a really good conversation with a friend of mine this weekend, and that was one thing that we talked about. A lot of us want to talk to God, and we just talk. Well, he's not hearing me, and he hasn't responded. Well, baby, did you stop to listen? Did you quiet yourself? Did you stop and take the time, whether it was through fasting? Because sometimes God doesn't answer us right away. Sometimes he doesn't answer us right away. Sometimes he wants to see how much we really trust him to wait on the answer. How much we really trust him to remain in a place of wait and of meditation until he gives us the answer. And so many times we fail that test. So many times we just say, oh, it's fine, I'll just worry about it later. Oh, I know it's a little crack there. I know my heart has a little crack there. I know my mind isn't all the way stable. I didn't really shut the door all the way on this. I didn't really close the door all the way on that. I didn't really shut that window on this chapter of my life all the way. I didn't really, lock this door back. But it'll be okay. It'll take care of itself. It'll be fine. Oh, it will never crack. That's how I was. I won't be one of those people with those cracked iPhones. No, it won't be me. And it's me. And it's me. It's me, And so I want to encourage you guys, when those moments in your life happen, when you're hit with the grief, when you're hit with the breakups, the loss of a loved one, the loss of a job, when you're hit with the mind battles, the depression, the suicidal thoughts, when you're hit with those things called life, when you're in the middle of transitioning seasons and can't let go of soul ties, when you're in the midst of those things, stop. Stop. Regroup yourself. Take the moment to heal from it. Take the moment to get the crack fixed then. Take the moment to get that heartache filled then. Take the moment to allow God to fill the void then, before it becomes infixable. And I don't even want to say just infixable, because I'm sure somebody can just put a new screen on here or something. I'm sure that's how that works. But before you now have to replace the entire screen, when you could have just replaced the screen protector. When you could have just replaced the shell. These cases aren't meant to last forever. They're meant to be replaced. Hey, you use it until it's worn, and then you replace it. It's just like us. We're ever evolving, ever growing. You're not meant to look the same, to sound the same, to be the same person. We're meant to change, to evolve. And if we're not shedding the old, if we're not shedding the hurt, shedding the pain, shedding the frustration, the resentment, the depression, if we're not shedding those things on a regular basis, taking the time to heal from those things and evolve on a regular basis, we're going to end up like a cracked iPhone. Still have some of the function, but glitches every now and again. Still have some of the anointing, but nowhere near what you would have if you were whole. Still can read and recite some of the word, but it doesn't resonate within you. You're just reading, you're just reciting. Still can complete a portion of their purpose, but will never really know how grand and how great it would have been if they just would have taken the time to heal. If they just would have taken the time to fix the crack, to change the cover, to shed the old, close that door all the way, release that soul tie, let go of the depression, let go of the suicide, let go of the mind battles, and just sit with God and allow him to do the work, and just get back on the pottery wheel. And not only get back on it, but maintain it. That's one thing that God has been showing me more and more. I always am talking to you guys about, growing and how I've grown and how I've changed and I've come into myself and all of those things. But God is always reminding me, hey, Shay, it's great that you did it. I know, it was hard for you to get here. It was hard for you to get to this place. A part of you never really thought that you'd make it here, never would have seen yourself here right now. But baby girl, we got to maintain it. Now the real work begins, because now you have to maintain it. You have to remain grounded in me. You have to remain with the peaceful mind. You have to keep in mind that things are going to change the way that you want them to, that this isn't going to always be, you know what I mean, the state that you're in. This isn't going to always be the realm that you're in. This season won't last always. Yes, I know that you pray for this and you pray for that. Hey, I need you to maintain so that we can get you there. I need you to maintain this peace that you have. I need you to maintain the Shaylon that you found, the woman of God that I've called you to be, so that we can continue to work on her. Because if you lose her, if she begins to crack and crumble, if she begins to fall apart, we're going to have to start all the way over from scratch. We're going to have to start all the way over from scratch. We're going to have to get a completely new phone. Completely over again. You're going to have to get back on my wheel, and I'm going to have to, I watched pottery before. I'm going to have to squish it all down and restart over. It takes people a long time to do that, guys, to create a vase. It takes such a long time. You got to be delicate. If you don't do it right, you have to start all the way over. And that's what's going to happen if we don't take the time to heal those cracks. We don't take the time to heal the brokenness. We don't take the time to, deal with those things. Deal with the hurt, the anger, anxiety, depression, resentment. Like, if we don't take the time to deal with those things, we will end up like a cracked iPhone. Never, oh no, it can't be me. Oh, I'm just a little hurt. You know what I mean? Or it took me a minute to even realize the first crack that appeared on my actual phone. I didn't even realize that my actual phone had cracked. I don't even know how long before, but I didn't realize it when it happened. We'll be walking around here not realizing that we have a crack in us. Because we're so focused on other things, because we're not spending time with God, because we're not working to maintain the work that we've already done. There's a lot of us walking around here not even realizing that we're cracked. Not even realizing that we're a little broken, that we're a little hurt, we're a little wounded, that we aren't whole, and we're trying to fill that void with everything else but the person, but the thing that can fix it. That can seal it. That can make it whole again and better than what it was before. There is a thing in Japanese culture. I cannot for the life of me remember what it's called. But whenever they have broken plates or broken dishes and stuff like that, instead of them throwing it away, what they do is they use some sort of, whether it's, mainly when I've seen it, it's been gold. Some sort of like gold adhesive that they take it and they glue it back together or put it back together with those gold pieces, so you still see the breaks, but it looks really beautiful because it's gold. You know what I mean? It has that metallic gold look to it. And God does the same thing with us. We have these cracks, these breaks on us, no matter how small or how big, and here he comes in with his grace, with his mercy, with his peace, with his love, and he fills those cracks. He makes us look better than what we looked before we broke. What we looked like before we even, got to that place of brokenness, before we got to that place of depression, before we got to that place of hurt, of anger, of, whatever the case may be. And so I want to encourage you guys, spend more time with God. Take the time to actually listen. Don't always do all of the talking. Stop doing this and start doing this. Start doing this. Start listening. Start listening. I'm sure he has a lot to say. Probably a lot of answers that you've been asking for, but because you haven't been in a place to hear them, because you haven't taken the time to feel those cracks, it's kind of like a boat or a broken bowl. You are putting things in it and you can't figure out why it's leaking through, why it's not holding anything of substance. Like, why is this pouring out of me? Why can't I, remain whole? Why do I always feel so empty? Why do I always feel like I'm drained? Why do I always feel down? Why do I always feel weighed down? Because you have cracks. Everything that God is trying to pour into you, everything that you're trying to pour into yourself, that your pastor is trying to pour into you, that, your first lady is trying to pour into you, that everything that's trying to be poured into you, your purpose, your anointing, the prayer, the healing, spilling out on the floor because you're not whole, because you're not taking the time and haven't taken the time to heal. You haven't taken the time to take care of you because you're constantly trying to fill the void with something that just will slip through the cracks instead of the healer. Instead of the one that can heal those cracks, that can seal them up and they won't happen again. So I encourage you guys, get to a place in God where you allow him to heal you. Get to a place in God where you allow him to seal those cracks. Get back on that powder wheel, okay? Listen, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your week. I love y'all so much. Remember, continue to grow and glow. Bye.